The fivefold modifications of mind are right knowledge, wrong knowledge, fancy, sleep and memory. So the vrittis, we have been talking about vrittis. Patanjali has been speaking about vrittis. Vrittis are detrimental to meditation. Vrittis are detrimental to meditation. Vrittis, or the modifications of the mind, are detrimental to asana practice, are detrimental to pranayama, are detrimental to meditation. But they are not detrimental to living. When you work, you need vrittis, right? You need thoughts. You cannot say that, okay, Patanjali says that yoga, chitta, vritti, nirodha, then I don't want to think when I am working. You will need to think when you are working. But when you practice yoga and you are not utilizing the vrittis, then one of the most important aspects of your ability becomes heightened. What is that ability? That comes from your heart. What is that? What is that faculty that can help you to make decisions wisely even without thoughts? Intuition. When we practice yoga, when we dissolve the thoughts, chitta, vritti, nirodha, then intuition is being trained. Now when this intuition is being trained, you are refining instinct, you are refining instinct, you are making it sophisticated. Instinct is gross, available in the insect and the animal kingdoms, but for us, since we are a sophisticated organism, we will need to harness the power of intuition. When you are working with the vrittis, intuition will start to permeate the vrittis. You will be able to intuitively work yourself to be successful. So there is no more confusion. There is no more indecisiveness. You're not confused. You don't need to ask somebody else. You just know this is the right thing to do. Know and feel. It's an intuitive process. So the fivefold modifications of the mind are right knowledge, wrong knowledge, fancy or imagination, sleep and memory. So all of us know what is right knowledge. So the thing that fact-based, whatever that can give you the facts. For example, science, when you bring science into your life, then you are working on right knowledge. There is no place for speculation. It is correct science, there is no pseudo processes here. It's based on experiment and proofs. Wrong knowledge, thinking that it is right, but because the mind is clouded by too many distractions and the senses are not strong enough or clear enough or untrained to find the truth, then it is wrong knowledge. Assuming something is a fact, but because the mind is distracted, and if the mind is distracted, can the senses concentrate? Can they gather the facts? Can't. So it leads you to wrong knowledge. Let's say Priya switches off the light and then you are coming in. You're coming in during yoga nidra and then you touch this wire and you think it is a snake. It's wrong knowledge. Isn't it? The senses deluded you. How many times in our life does this happen? Why are there so many conflicts in relationships in the world? The whole world seems to be in conflict because of this wrong knowledge. Someone sees the same thing in different ways. That means there is no truth coming in. Why are scientists able to work together so wonderfully? Because they are dedicated to find the truth. So wrong knowledge, right knowledge. But all of these will be discussed in detail in the next sutras. Fancy is imagination. When you were children, you imagined Alice in Wonderland, you imagine rabbits speaking, talking and all that. So that is imagination. Is imagination all bad? Imagination can be used positively. In Yoga Nidra, we use imagination. In meditation, we use creative visualization. So there is a positive state. So we are talking about 5 modifications, but we are not judging the modifications. We are streamlining and explaining or attempting to understand what these 5 modifications are. Psychologists as well as people who have studied the mind and philosophers have found that these 5 modifications covers the totality of consciousness. It cannot go beyond this. It is just like attempting to reinvent the wheel. Do you need to reinvent the wheel? It has already reached its optimal process. There is no way to do any more modification. So like that, in the science of the mind, they have analyzed and nothing can go beyond these 5 modifications. Everything can be contained within these 5. And then memory. Everything that we do, almost 99% is based on memory. If you want to judge, then I would say it is not a good method of living. The next moment, tomorrow morning, when you wake up and you see your mother and you are thinking about her from what she did yesterday, it doesn't give you an opportunity to move further into a newer, more better relationship. But if you wake up and you feel it is a fresh day and my relationship in my office, with my family, with the world itself is going to be renewed, then it becomes a positive use of memory. We need memory to cross the road. If we want to cross the road and we erase all memories, then we will not be able to cross the road. So memory is utilized, but the way we utilize memory, if it is fresh and new, then we can find that we will be able to live life much more creatively every day. So memory utilized with creativity. And then sleep. What is vritti? It is a thought, right? A modification of consciousness. So here Patanjali is saying, what is he saying about sleep? So in his definition, Patanjali says that sleep is a thought. That sleep is a thought. Erase the thought, you can erase sleep. We erase thought, we can erase sleep. So which means, if one has greater mastery of this vritti and you reduce your sleep, you will find that a new vritti comes up. And that vritti is that the human organism can live without this vritti, this state. And yoga allows us to experience it. We can replace sleep with, what can we replace the 8 hours sleep with? With yoga, with the asanas. The 8 hours of sleep, we can slowly replace the 8 hours with asana. So let's say you sleep until 8. You reduce 1 hour, bring asana into the structure. And then reduce another hour, bring pranayama. Reduce 1 more hour, bring kriya. And then reduce 1 more hour, bring yoga nidra. So you are reducing 8 hours to 4 hours, but that 4 hours you have replaced with yoga practices. And that 4 hours brings much more benefit than 4 hours of sleep. 4 hours of sleep in the beginning and 4 hours of practice to relieve yourself from that sleep. If we can follow these immediately, then we will find that our life would expand to the greatest potential. So we have to overcome this attachment to sleep.